there was a short film website called Think Shorts. It's an organization that they actually scouted me and they saw your film and they wanted it to be featured and their Instagram, like social media. And I was like, beyond thrilled. And then recently they asked me to do an interview, and I don't know if I sent it to you or if you read it, but I explained that that was the inspiration. Nike, Adidas promo videos that I would see before the World Cup. That's why I joked around like they get pick it up.
Yeah.
Because when the World Cup comes up, or even the Euro, you're gonna see Ronaldo like looking out to the distance. There's gonna be like drum beats and like people waving a flag, flare guns. It's gonna be insane. But that's what we live for. Like for me as a creative, that's what I mean by I guess soccer. There's something those events, there's something in it for everyone, right? Like I don't
Exactly.
the sport is great and all, but I love the storytelling behind it. I love
Sure. Yeah.
the
You can
vanity
appreciate it
and
more, right?
the
Yeah.
style. Yeah, no, because I watch it's like the Super Bowl. I couldn't care less about football. I'll watch it, but the in between the commercials, the way they're done, there's something for everyone, right? To kind of like get
Definitely.
inspiration.
Definitely, man. Listen, there's all sides of the game that people can enjoy. Like for example, we were just talking about this before we
Yeah,
started the podcast. I hopefully one day want to do sports marketing with Toronto FC, right? Like, no,
nice.
just because I can't be a professional soccer player, I can still be a part of
That
the game in a different
that's
way.
what
So
I'm.
like,
Yeah,
you can appreciate the storytelling and the way they do things more so than I can. But that's what makes it awesome, right? It's something for everyone.
yeah, no, for 100%. So now that we did this film, I'm just curious, do you have like an acting bug or are you just like, is it kind of like a one-time thing for you? Because some people get it, man. Some people get it.
It's so funny you said that because like I have so many friends that like message me and every time I put the post like, oh, it's been selected at Tokyo now or this now, and they're all like, dude, are you like an actor? Are you like a famous actor?
Exactly,
So
bro.
it's really funny, man. Honestly, I don't know if I got the bug for acting, but if there's a beautiful part two, you let me know and I'll
Oh,
be
okay,
down,
yeah, for sure, buddy. Yeah,
man.
for sure. Well, like I said, man, between beautiful, between all the other projects I have in mind, I always reach out to you because there's something about like I love that I meant it when I said you had those instincts, like the acting instincts. You took it very serious. Like you know how like people are laughing, like okay, this time I'll be serious. It's like you're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
ready to go. Um,
There was also the pressure that we were gonna get kicked off the field, right? So we
Yeah,
didn't
okay, I
have
should mention that. Yeah. And that's what I
we didn't
mentioned in
have
my okay, so in my Think Shorts interview, I should mention like I actually made it my sister was dying when she read it because it was kind of like a passive aggressive answer. They're like, "What kind of challenges did you go through?" So I explained like things like yeah, the pandemic and I was just
yeah.
saying things like we weren't sure, like whatever. Then I said literally the last two lines. I'm like, and then we had to also deal with the fact that there was apparently a soccer team coming to practice on the field we were at, so we only had an hour. And then the way I worded it, I'm like, according to the manager of the field,
Oh,
their
yeah.
their
I
practice
remember
was
reading that.
priority was
That was the
so
word
we
you
had
used,
to
is
rush it.
priority.
Yeah. So I did. So I wrote it. Obviously, I thought it would came across like pretty genuine answer, but then I realized when I published it, oh, it sounds a bit passive aggressive, but I'll keep it
Okay.
because actually that's
Shows your
how I felt.
passion.
No, because
Shows
that's
your
how I felt.
passion.
Because exactly, but that's how I felt. Because I'm like, you're coming to me. This is a serious production, and you could practice anytime, but this, the sun's right, the lighting's right, Robert's
Exactly.
here. We got to do it right now. And when they showed up too, it was like bunch of girls and like shit. And I'm just like, okay, you know what? Enough. Like, why are we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kicked
I
us
hear
off
you,
for
man.
this shit. Yeah. No disrespect to the girls, but I just was expecting like TFC showing up, like ready to practice, like get off the field. We got to keep in the mindset. But when everyone showed up, it was like, okay, I'll pick
We
you
were
up at 8. It's like,
we were
it's like you
also in
guys
the
could
thick
have.
of things, right? Like, we were like I started really getting into it. You were really getting into it. So we were
Yeah.
like in the zone.
And I remember like saying like, yeah, you guys could have waited. You guys could have waited. And but um, all the experiences I've had on set, like whenever there was like a time limit, or just a lot of constraints, that's when the best kind of creativity comes out. Because we came up with a lot of great shots because we had to be so fast about it.
No time
Like
for any bullshit, right?
exactly,
Yeah.
man. Like I remember I told you at one point, I'm like, buddy, I got all the shots I need now. Just run around the ball and like do like a bunch of crazy shit.
Yeah.
and and I basically use that footage, right, to do. They're called fillers, right? And some angles, man, some shots, like just thinking right now, when you were walking towards the field and you were like looking back, like that wasn't me telling you that. That was just you being in the moment. And but I use that's where editing comes in, right? The story changes again, and you have to kind of have an eye for it. You have to pick the certain scenes, certain moments in the footage that best capture what you're trying to convey to the audience, right? So a lot of cool stuff. Like one of my favorites I should mention is when you hop on the fence. Like, you know how you just like jump on the fence and you cover, like a lot of praise for that. A lot of people are like, oh, that's a sick shot. Cause we got it on one take.
That was all you, man. I
Do you
remember
remember
like
that?
dude,
Yeah.
the minute we did it, you were looking at the footage and we looked at it together and we were like, yo, that looks good. Like the minute we did it, we
Bro, that
knew
was
right
a one
away.
take, and it was like a
Yeah.
minute before these guys showed up, like they saw for the practice. And I remember us rushing it, like, oh shit, before we leave, I'm like, can you hop over the fence? Or maybe you even suggested, I think.
I
And
don't even remember. But
yeah,
yeah, I
something like, I
remember.
don't know, but all I know is because I remember, oh, that's how we got on the field. I should mention we hopped the fence. Um,
That too.
it was all legal. Don't worry. We just didn't feel like using the door. We thought we were badass.
Exactly.
And we hopped the fence. So I said, okay, let's put that in because how much edgier would that be? You just see him like hop the fence. Like that's how passionate he is. He's like going onto the field, right? And that's authentic. That's authentic
Yeah.
you, man. That's you. You would tell me when you go on the field, you would
I
hop
was just
fences,
gonna say,
especially in the pandemic. Yeah.
exactly. I was just gonna say, like, of course, cinematic effect, but that's what happens whenever I go play, right? I gotta
Yeah.
hop the
There you go,
fence,
man.
throw the bag over, get on the field. It's partly true too, right? True
Yeah, man,
reflection.
I'm hyping myself up, but I was really proud that I pulled off that shot in one take. Like it was crazy. Do you remember? Like it was just like I thought I fell over too when I did it. Do you remember? I was like filming you, and then like I
It
lost
was
balance. I'm like
perfect.
shit, and then I watched it. I'm like, oh my god, that was like a smooth shot. Like I went with the motion of you
It
landing. It
was
was crazy.
honestly like it couldn't have been better, and like even like my bag, like the Western symbol was like just perfectly there.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
feet planted right beside. It was just like
exactly. And shout
one
out
of
to
those.
Western University for the varsity team. No, they actually promoted it. You know, you
Oh
were
yeah,
nice
that's
enough to
right.
send it to them. Yeah, man, thank you.
Yeah, shout out Western.
Yeah, shout out to them, man. They were nice enough to promote it, so I was really happy about that. So yeah, you know, we've mentioned before when we started the podcast earlier that you know it's been getting a lot of great positive reception. A lot of people have been praising us. I don't know on your end, but on my end, a lot of people have been being very kind towards it.
Yeah.
But I think what did it for me is when it started getting asked to be featured in festivals like Los Angeles, New York, South Korea, and Tokyo, Roma. And for me, it was surreal because I said, this has now become like a world thing. You know, like someone in Rome. It's a small festival, but someone in Rome who speaks Italian is watching this, right? So, what was that feeling like for you when I told you it started getting into these festivals?
Man. It's just like for you, it's it must be insanely like rewarding, right? Like, oh my god, like your work is being shown. But for me, it's just like I'm so impressed with your work. To me, I'm just seeing back like wow, like this is being appreciated on a world level. Like I don't even think about it for
Thank
me
you.
as much. Like I'm just honored to be a part of it and that it's my face
Yeah.
there. But man, like it's just like we keep saying, I keep repeating. It's we hopped the fence and we recorded at the field and we had an hour restriction. We did what we could and it just it's blown up now and it's awesome to look back on it and see all the success it's gotten and my parents see it and my Zios and Zias see it
Oh,
and they
good.
think
Okay,
we're
good.
like think I'm like famous now. I think you're like the greatest
Hey, there you
director.
go.
So
Yeah.
no man, I've gotten so much positive feedback from everyone who's seen it and yeah man, like when it went to Italy, that was the coolest for me.